Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where I discuss everything digital and email marketing for small and purpose-driven brands. Today I'm reviewing an email marketing software that I came across recently. It's called Selzy. We all know that email design is a crucial part of email marketing because you're not going to grab people's attention and inspire them to action with poorly designed emails. Selzy has recently improved their email builder. It's quite an intuitive drag and drop builder. So I'm going to be testing this out and building an email campaign from scratch so you can get a feel for how it works and see whether you would like to use it yourself. So just a little bit of context, I've never used Selzy's email builder before. So I'm basically going to be showing you how easy or potentially difficult it is for a complete newbie to design an email campaign from scratch. I'm going to be building a newsletter that I'm sending to my subscribers that is highlighting some key points from my recent YouTube video, as well as driving people to watch that video. I have an idea of what I want this email to look like because I've built it in Figma. So what I want to do is see how well and how efficiently I can move that design across into the email drag and drop builder. So let's dive in. So for the purpose of this video, I have actually designed the email that I want within Figma already. So you can see I've got a banner across the top, I've got some menu items, I've got a header image with text, and then I've got an email message with like highlighted actionable steps. And lastly, I have a final image that's like a call to action to watch my video on YouTube. So what I wanted to do was just create this here to see how well I could pull this kind of email across into Selzy, how quickly and efficiently I can do it using their simple drag and drop builder. So let's head across to Selzy. Okay, so here we are on the Selzy dashboard. I've already created my account. It's pretty easy to do that. They have some onboarding questions around who you are, what you do, and what you want to use this platform for. It's super quick and simple. So what we want to do is create a campaign. As you can see, I've done nothing yet. So let's go here and click Create Campaign. We're going to create an email campaign, and we're using their new beta email builder. Now, the cool thing about Selzy, as you can see here, is that it has a number of really nice templates that can get you started and get you sending out some really nicely designed emails quite quickly. But for the purpose of this video, what I would like to do is just start from scratch and see what it's like to build an email from the ground up. So what I can already see just at the outset that I quite like about this is that it is already quite clear and simple in terms of how to use this. Like I can see we've got our elements, we've got some pre-built blocks that we can use, and just literally drag and drop what we need. What we also have is different views, so desktop and mobile views, as well as code mode, so you can do some more customizing if you need. But ideally, we don't even want to use that. Okay, so now we're using the Figma file, and what we want to do is build in a header. So what I think this is going to be is just a text block. So let's come to Elements and to Text. So what we want to do is copy and paste the text across. We want to center this. What's quite nice is you can drag and drop the margins here like this, which I don't know if I've seen other builders where you can do this. This reminds me a little bit of like website builders like Webflow and Symfony, if you've ever used that, or even something like Elementor on WordPress. So this is actually quite nice and feels a little bit more customizable than what I've seen is out there. We're going to choose a background color. My favorite color is yellow. So if you know anything about me, you'll know I use this color way too much. And that is a bright yellow. We want to make it just like a slim banner at the top. Let's bold that so we can actually change fonts here. Cool, safe fonts, Google fonts. So that's good to know that you've got some fonts that are safe for email. So let's go with Helvetica. Cool. The next thing we want to do is add like a header logo with menu items. So let's see if we can do this. So elements, let's look at blocks because this might be what we want. So we definitely want a logo. I wonder where the menu items would be. Okay, so let's try logo. We want a centered logo. Okay, so I've got my image. Let's click on that. And then we click on this. Okay, that makes sense. We can drag and drop or click and select. Okay, so I've downloaded my little logo. Cool. Again, that's quite nice and customizable. Then what we want to do is add a menu item. So 3 menu items across this horizontal here. So I'm going add block, and then it's pulling through the columns on the right panel. So, okay, cool. That makes sense. And now what I want to do is create buttons that go to different links. So these are the menu buttons. So let's see how this would work. Okay, so this button is sending people to resources. Let's design this as best we can. So I'm not going to add the link, but easily enough, I could just add the link in here. Okay, that's quite cool. So you can add a mail to address. So that's like if you want people to respond directly to a specific email address, phone number, SMS, download a file, Skype. That's pretty cool. Okay, so we're going to go to the site. We'd add our link there. Let's change the background color to this yellow. So that's quite cool. It pulls in used colors, which just makes finding these colors a lot easier. We want to change the text color as well. Okay, so here's text color to this gray. Oh, that didn't save. Background is yellow. And these are quite big, so I want to see if I can reduce the size. Okay, that works. Is that? And we want to just center this. Cool. So this is resources. I like the look of this, so I'm going to copy and drag. This is going to be a link to the YouTube channel, and we're going to copy and drag. And this is going to be a link to the blog. Yes. Okay. So I'm happy with that. That's in line with what I'd wanted for the header. And again, what we would do here is we need to add a link to this. So here, this little link button. So I quite like this already. It seems quite customizable. It's not like the absolute most basic builder ever, like just simple drag and drop. But to be honest, I think you want to be able to customize things a little bit more. And once you start playing around with this, it's actually very intuitive. So you drag things in and then you customize them here on the right. And there's a lot that you can do. So it seems like they have thought about all the different little nitty-gritty things that you could want to do. So now what I want to do is see what it's like to create I need a header and I need a background image. So let's see what that could look like. So let's add a block that is full width. Okay, so this is like the container. And then what we're going to do is add a header text. So my header text is turn viewers into customers. So now I want to see, can I add an image to the background of this? Okay, so background, cool, looks like I can. So we come here to add image, and we're going to include an image that I just exported and compressed. So make sure that you compress your images. I don't think they allow images bigger than 500 megabytes, which is actually a good rule to have, just because we know that that can affect email deliverability and load time. So what I need to do is now just change the spacing on this so that it looks nice. So let's see, I can actually bring in the margin so that this text is kind of only on the left side of this image. This is cool because you can't actually, I feel like it's more difficult to do this in something like Klaviyo and certainly in a tool like MailChimp. So turn viewers into customers. We want the text color to be yellow. It would be cool if I could outline the text because I feel like that would look quite cool, but it's okay that we can't. Let's just use this, and we're going to increase the font size. Let's do like 40. Let's see. Maybe we do 50. Okay. And then we can increase the line height, so that looks good. What I did want to do is just add some small text above here. So let's exit out of there. Let's drag and drop some text there. So this text is just your digital digest. We want that to be white. So what we want to do at this point is just check what it looks like on mobile. Okay, that's perfect. That's fine. I don't mind that the menu is like this, and that looks fine on mobile as well. Cool. So now what we want to do is add our actual email content and text block. So let's do that. Let's go add block. We're doing a full width block, and this is going to be with a white background. We want to add a simple text block. So let's actually just copy that, drag that here. We're going to make the text color black. So now what I want to do is bring in my copy. So what I want to do is actually use this list item to create the step-by-step points that I have. And then I want to see if I can change the background color. So let's see. Okay, I wanted it to be gray. I can add some padding on the left and right, as well as the top and bottom. Okay, lovely. Okay, then I want to copy this, and I want these blocks to have a little space between them. So we have a spacer option here. I'm going to drag and drop that in. Then I'm going to copy and paste the next point, and I'm just repeating this process. Cool, so now I've got my 4 little bullet points that I wanted to include in this email. Again, let's check how this is looking on mobile. So this text actually pulls across really nicely into mobile. You can select blocks and, okay, so you can change the appearance on mobile devices. So that's quite nice because obviously you have to be able to optimize your emails for mobile. Mobile is the future. So if you're not optimizing for mobile, you're missing a massive trick, and you're likely going to just disappoint customers because of the way that the design isn't always super responsive. But I'm happy with this, and that makes it nice and easy because often you have to do quite a lot of tweaking and creating blocks just for mobile and just for desktop. And then lastly, I want to add the end of my email, which is also going to be a text block like this. I'm just going to copy this, drag it down. Can I add a link to this specific piece of text? Yes, I can. Okay, cool. And then it has this nice hyperlink color. And then we're going to add an image block. So this is just a thumbnail of my latest image. We're going to upload it here. Click and upload. Cool. Again, I've optimized this. I've compressed this already. So be sure to do that and make it a little bit smaller and center it. And there we have it. That actually is pretty well done. Let's check mobile one more time. I actually really like this interface, and I feel like you can create pretty appealing, visually appealing emails. And again, because it's so customizable, there's so much that you can do. I really do like this. This, again, is very similar to the Figma design that I wanted. Often I find as I'm importing images directly from Figma into a platform like Klaviyo, if I were to build that directly into Klaviyo, the design would be a little bit different. It's a little bit more clunky, and it doesn't have that like smooth like design feel that you get with something like this. So this is really cool. So all in all, I feel like this is a pretty intuitive email drag and drop builder. I do think that as a complete beginner, you're going to take 5-10 minutes just orienting yourself around the software, figuring out how to drag and how to customize things. But once you've got the hang of it, it's pretty cool. And what I really like is that typically when you create like a lovely design in Figma and you try to pull it across to something like Klaviyo and build it within Klaviyo or build it within MailChimp, you can feel like the design just doesn't always flow as nicely. Whereas with Selzy, it really pulls across the visually appealing aspects of the design that you want because it is so customizable. If you found this video helpful in any way, please like, subscribe, comment what you think. And if you're interested in finding out more about Selzy for your business, check out the link in the description. I'll see you next week.